Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Wolters World, and today we're in Stockbridge in the Berkshires in western Massachusetts. And today we have our few don'ts for visiting the Berkshires. And I think one of the big things you need to realize is this place gets packed in the summer, especially on weekends. And so my first don't for you is don't forget to make reservations as soon as you possibly can. Because I know when we were looking to book here, I was booking 2.5 months out. We could not get anything for Thursday or Friday nights. We only got one Saturday night while we're here. Other times we actually had to stay in Albany and drive over, okay? So don't forget to book early, especially in the summer, to make sure you have a spot. Also, another thing is don't forget about the 1 o'clock crunch. If you're going to Stockbridge or other places, you'll see there'll be a rush of people on the weekends to have lunch. It's about 1 o'clock, 12:30, it gets hard to find a place to go. So either eat early for lunch or make a reservation so you have a spot so you can eat at some of the cute places that are here to eat, okay? So let's go see more of the Berkshires and I'll give you some more don'ts. Okay, my next don't for you when you're here in the Berkshires is really don't expect to have super strong cell service all the time. If you're in towns like Stockbridge, you'll have connections, not a problem. But when you're driving around, because of the terrain and everything, sometimes the signals aren't super strong. So maybe download the maps onto your phone if you're going to be driving around. Another don't I have for you is don't get too upset with all the traffic that's out here, because you have all these 2-lane roads that people are driving around and there's a lot of traffic. There's all these beautiful towns to see and you're gawking everywhere to see the beautiful buildings, the beautiful scenery, and people get a little frustrated with all the traffic. Look, don't forget your patience when you're driving here and don't get super upset, because it's not going to get you any faster. And then my last don't from here in Stockbridge is don't think that Norman Rockwell's studio that you go visit at his museum, don't think that's where it originally was. It was actually here in town. They actually moved it out there in the 80s for that really great view. So when you go there, you think, wow, he must have been inspired by this view. Well, he was, but he actually rode his bike out there. His studio was here in town. They moved it out there later, okay? So now let's go see some more of the Berkshires. Now we're here in Pitsfield, and my next don't for you is don't pass up a chance to park. If you go into one of the small towns, or you're here in Pitsfield or wherever you go, if you see a parking spot, get it when you can, because you'll be surprised how hard it is to find a parking spot sometimes in some of these towns around here. Now, my next don't for you is don't call it the Shire. It's not Shire. We're not in, Lord of the Rings. It's Berkshire, not Berkshire. Okay, so I just want to get that one out there. And another don't is don't forget to try to find those B&Bs and inns to stay in. Now, I told you this place gets booked up really quickly, so you should know there's not a lot of chain hotels here. There are some, but it's mostly B&B and inns. So make sure when you're booking early, you're looking for those private inns, you're looking for those B&Bs to really enjoy the area here, because it is gorgeous. So now we're in North Adams, and no, that's not a church behind me. Well, yes, that's a church behind me, and that's a church behind me, but that isn't a church. That's actually the Berkshire Art Museum. And what I want to say for that is don't forget about all the little museums that are throughout the Berkshires you can go into. A lot of these little towns, these villages, actually have a little museum you can go and check out. This one's more contemporary arty, but if you go to the Berkshire Museum in Pitsfield, you can check that out. But there are these nice little things you can hop in for a bit, take in a little bit of, oh, that's kind of cool, and then hop on your way. So for when the rain comes, you have something to do in case you don't want to get a little wet while you enjoy the beautiful towns around here. Now, my next don't is from here in Williamstown, the home of William College, and my next don't for you is don't get in a hurry to do anything, because with all the traffic and all the people here, you're not going to be doing things quickly. But don't think that means it's going to be calm when you're visiting, because it will be busy, busy, busy pretty much whenever you're coming during tourist season, whether it's leaf peeping time or it's, just enjoying the summer or enjoying the winter here. Just know that don't be in a hurry. When they say Google says it's going to take so long to get there, give yourselves a little extra time, okay? That's one thing I really want to let you know. And another don't I have for you is when you are driving, don't be surprised if they drop a lane on you. And you'll see it sometimes, it says drop a lane. Like, what? Just means merge, okay? So randomly there will be roads that just kind of go from 2 lanes to 1 lane. So just be ready for that, because it can be a bit of shock when you are driving. And it can complicate things when you're using GPS. So just make sure you're kind of checking out the route before you're going somewhere, before you just blindly trust GPS, because of the drop lanes and the roundabouts and all these things. It can be a little unnerving. I just wanted to get you ready for that, okay? So when you are here in western Massachusetts, I do want to say is, I know a lot of people think that leaf peeping is just like a Maine thing, like going to Maine and see the leaves change. I will say this, don't pass up Western Massachusetts for when the leaves change, because it is gorgeous here with all the towns you can visit and all the just the hillsides and the mountains and everything. And it really is a gorgeous place to be. So don't skip out on that. Also, don't just go town to town to town. Make sure you remember these hills, these mountains are here for a reason. They're there. You can go skiing, you can go hiking, trail walking. I mean, it's just a really wonderful place to be, and it's super relaxing. I was actually having a talk with a guy here at the hotel, and he's like, hey, this is a really great place just to relax and meditate and just chill out. And you can have those moments when you find the right place. That's why it's really important to find the right inn or motel or bed and breakfast or wherever you can kind of chillax and just relax, so you can explore during the day and find time for yourself, because this really is a beautiful place in the country to visit. So if you are coming to Massachusetts, I highly recommend coming to the western part of the state. Berkshires are just it's just gorgeous here. I mean, we had such a nice time. It was a little stressful with the driving and finding the parking, but once we were in the towns and we were in the villages and we were just walking around and doing the hikes and stuff, it was just really, really nice. And I know Jocelyn said this would be a great place for us to go, just the two of us. And yeah, I guess that would be another one, is don't forget that you can do some really romantic weekends up here as well. So do think of that sometime when you're like, you know what, maybe grandma and grandpa should borrow the kids for a while. So there's another note I have to add in here as I'm enjoying my day, is if you ever see one of these little ice cream stands on the side of the road, and you'll see a bunch of them when you're going through the Berkshires, don't forget to stop and grab yourself a soft serve or a hard serve or a sundae or any ice cream that comes here, because it's always a fun thing to do. And you got the outdoor seating to chill out in and see the great views here. But honestly, pick something up. If you're lucky, some will have the clam strip baskets as well, and you can have dinner here as well and just enjoy it, be outside and have some fun. But don't forget to do that. I forgot to mention that one. So with that, I wish you all a fantastic time here in the Berkshires. It is actually a gorgeous place to be, whether you're here doing some hikes, you're just seeing the beautiful towns of Norman Rockwell, or just eating ice cream. It's well worth a visit. So I'll say bye from here in Massachusetts.